Hey, well, welcome back, YouTube. So on this video, we're going to talk about how I acquired my third property and how this one was an out-of-state deal. I think I'm going to make this series, this video topic a series of how to and what not to do when investing out of state, because I learned a lot from this. And the reason we chose to invest out of state because at the time, the two markets we were investing in, they're pretty pricey. Orlando, Florida, and Austin, Texas. So, trying to raise capital, trying to raise a down payment to buy homes in these areas can take a long time. And, so we're trying to reach financial freedom within a short period of time. And so to save up and purchase these homes. And then the metrics that we use cash-on-cash returns. And so just the cash-on-cash returns are not great in Orlando and in Austin. Some people play the appreciation game in these markets because, they're a booming market, but, appreciation is not always promised. And so, I don't bake that into my numbers, but, I use it as cherry on top if it does happen. So cash-on-cash returns are pretty dismal here in Austin. And so we wanted to go to look for another market to where those cash-on-cash returns will be a lot higher. We looked into Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama. And then following videos from here, I'll explain to you why I chose Montgomery, Alabama, and what to do and what not to do when choosing a market. So we bought our first rental in Montgomery, Alabama. We got referred to a realtor from a YouTuber. That YouTuber is going to remain nameless. So we got in contact with a realtor. That realtor gave us a property manager. Now, mind you, I'm going based off all referrals of people that I barely know. And so that should be a sign of the first mistake that I made, right? Not learning how to vet your own people, relying on sources that has not been credible over time, or you don't even know if it's been credible because you just met them. But anyway, so she referred me to a property manager, and between the two, they helped me find a property. Now the property, by God's grace, the property that we did find was actually a decent property, decent location. So we bought the property, and we let the property manager that was referred to us manage it, and it was a mess. She was not timely in her response. Her communication was not all that great. She was very lenient towards the tenant. She was accepting payments late. And even when it was time to evict the client, she was kind of hesitant. She wanted to give the client time, give the tenant time. So the tenant stayed a lot longer than they should have, which cost me more money. So we ended up evicting that tenant, and then I ended up finding that property manager. And I was able to find another property manager after doing my own due diligence, just networking online, getting on Bigger Pockets, asking other investors who they use, and we was able to find a pretty good property manager so far. We got a new tenant in there. Everything's been fine. They've been managing fine, and so it turned out to be a decent investment. But looking back, I totally made a lot of mistakes. Now, I have people who ask me, do I regret making that deal? And I say no. And here's why. Education is not free. You can either pay for it and get it from the horse's mouth from somebody else, or you can learn through it through experience. Now, I'm not one to go and say make all the mistakes because it's just the cost of learning. But don't be afraid to make mistakes because it's the cost of learning. I learned a lot from that lesson. It's helped me be a better operator. It's helped me to communicate goals more. It helped me to decipher who I can and who I cannot work with. And it actually helped me to be more comfortable with investing from a long distance. So I learned a lot from that one deal. We are in the process of, making some more out-of-state deal, but it may not be Montgomery, Alabama. So, stay tuned for that. But in these next videos following this, I'm going to make a couple videos of what not to do and what to do when investing out of state, just so that you don't make the same mistakes. Hopefully, as you get this information for free, you pass it along and you help somebody else, because that's what this business is about. The asset is not the building itself, but it's the people and the connections you make. So that's the biggest thing that you can take away from being in real estate is you got to be a people person. It's not meant for you to be a one-man team. The more everybody else eat, the more you eat. So just keep that in mind. So on our next video, we'll do a couple videos on what to do when investing out of state. All right, peace.